Hello, welcome to this final piece of the podcast on creating your performance task. We want our performance task designed around the essential understandings. Students will need to make use of the important to know knowledge and skills to successfully complete the task. Now, you may want to assess the important to know and worth being familiar with knowledge and skills through more traditional assessment means like quizzes, tests, right to learn tasks like an exit slip. Your performance task will make use of the concept of synergy, an interaction of elements that when combined produce a total effect that is greater than the sum of the individual elements. So if we take a seed, some soil, sunlight, water, we know that when they're combined, we end up with something that is bigger than the sum of those parts. The seed roots and sprouts, it grows, the plant takes on new shapes and produces blossoms, seeds, or fruits. A performance task makes use of this synergy concept. The important to know knowledge and skills are combined around a performance task designed to illuminate the enduring understandings. One way to think about designing the performance task is using GRASP, and you have a handout on this. This also comes from Wiggins and McTighe. Pause this recording and read through that sheet. Okay, welcome back. Performance tasks need not be huge events. For instance, this performance task is fairly simple. Students would need to read multiple texts, make a judgment, write an opinion, support their opinion with examples from the text, demonstrate an understanding of the content, and use appropriate vocabulary about magnets. Maybe they would create a diagram or illustration. In their opinion, they would comment on the craft of the author, and they would be sharing their thinking. So it meets the criteria for a performance task. Performance tasks can also be much more complex, such as this second example. Design a Griswold-worthy Christmas light display for your house. Start with a picture of your house and use the computer to create a model. Determine pricing for needed supplies and present a proposal to your parents. This is going to entail some geometry skills, some computer modeling, maybe have to make a trip to Home Depot. There'd have to be a method to calculate cost and skills to create and present a proposal. Obviously, this performance task would extend over a number of class periods. Throughout either of these tasks, students would be receiving feedback from the teacher in order to adjust their processes or their products. Students would be learning a lot in accomplishing either task. When considering your performance task, keep these non-negotiables in mind. Your performance task must be standards-based. It should be engaging to students, offering open-ended prompts. Work should be student-centered, allowing them to make choices. Synergy should bring together important ideas and skills from the unit into something new and interesting as students conjure up their new understandings. Students will need clear criteria and examples to start, and ongoing feedback so that they can adjust their thinking and learning. The performance task can occur anywhere during the unit, or one task can span the unit. You may or may not use the task for a summative assessment. You may want more than one performance task during your unit. You may use technology, but it's not necessary. And the task may involve a great deal of research, but that's not necessary either. You have in your handouts an assignment sheet that details the requirements. You might want to pause and take a look at that now. The topic, enduring understandings, and essential questions with contact information can be written on a Word document. There's a template for the performance task itself. So all in all, it should amount to 3 or 4 pages. Again, take your time to study the documents, and you can go back and view any part of the podcast as you're working. So what do we need to clarify? If you have questions, there is a question discussion forum in this part of the Moodle. We will answer questions weekly. If you need more timely feedback and need to know something right away, contact the instructor. Otherwise, if you post a question, you can see that it will be answered within a few days. Thank you, and good luck with your performance task.